So these videos are really getting spread out. Going from doing one every day to one every like 2.5 to 3 days. Um, let's see. Last one was uploaded on the 7th. I believe that was when I was headed out to my mom's house to pick up the kids on Sunday. No. No, I did a really short one on like Tuesday. Yeah, that's right. Okay. It's hard to remember everything in life. You know, I can look back over life at different times and remember different things, but to remember everything, I mean, that's almost impossible. So, yeah, it's been a good few days since the last video. Um, Working at finishing up that job at the West Acres, drilling holes, uh, doing some other stuff at work. Next week's gonna be really busy. So, I mean, it's good. It's good to be busy at work. And we're always busy, always have something to do. Like over the last, I don't know, 3-4 months, I've really been contemplating, like, my job. And it's not that I don't like my job. I love my job. It's just my job has completely changed. I don't wake up and I don't wake up at 6:30 in the morning to be there by 7. And I don't work until 5, 6, 7 o'clock at night. I don't put in the hours like I used to. I mean, plus I make meetings at lunchtime. I mean, my hours aren't not exactly cut in half, but I mean, really cut down. And then, like with the kids, I mean, they get sick here and there. I end up missing a day because of them. It's just everything about my job has changed. There's, I don't know. And I don't know what to think about it either. Because it's not a job I want to keep until like I retire. And there's no way I can do concrete into my 60s. But I mean, that's kind of the thing in life. Is that not everything has to be permanent. My plan was to do this until I was about 45 and then figure it out from there. I mean, I could easily work there and, stop doing concrete around 45, 45, 46, 47. I mean, heck, I could do concrete up into my 50s. But I mean, this job has gotten me to the point where I am. Buying my house, nice vehicle. I mean, it's just, it's the contemplation of like, do I want to do more? Do I want to do something different in life? Because I kind of do. I'm not exactly sure what it is. Because the hard part is like also figuring out like what to do with my kids. I mean, I could work a 9 to 5 job because I mean that's basically how it's already set up with how they are. Working 9 to 5, and this means I need a sitter for Fridays then. So I mean, I'm not even. I can't remember the last time I hit 40 hours in a week. It's been quite some time. Just because I always have something going on. I didn't get in until 9 tonight because I forgot about Emma's dentist appointment or doctor's appointment. And then Tuesday, I'm going to miss probably the whole morning because she has surgery at 9:20. Well, to get a tooth removed. And then she won't be ready to go back to school until lunchtime. I mean, we got to tear out a basement floor and pour that Wednesday, and then we're pouring them all Thursday and Friday. I just don't know when I'm going to have time to make sure all that's done. But that's not my job either. I mean, it's not my job to prioritize what jobs get done. My job is just to make sure whatever job I'm at gets done. I've thought a lot about going into business for myself. And that's a big risk. That's a huge risk. But it's not like you have to start out big. You can start out small. But it's a struggle. Like the first 2 years make or break a business. And am I really at that point in my life where I want to take that chance? Because the thing is, like, what I know how to do would impede on my job right now. Like, there's no way I could take on like a side job unless it's like during the weekend. And then also figuring out like who's watching the kids. I mean, I can't exactly take kids to a job site with me. So I'm really in this awkward stage right now. Like, I want to do something different. And if I'm going to do it, there's things that I got to do to get ready for it. Like, I need to clean out my garage. There's so much junk in the way. And then I just got to start doing something. I don't know what it is. Like, I have thoughts on what would be, fun to do. And I don't think it'd be too expensive to do some of those things. I don't know. It's just almost a process of elimination. Coming up with all the different ideas and then trying them. And if it doesn't work out, well, then I'll just end up with a whole bunch of extra shit that I can play around with. So yeah, I mean, plenty of things to do, plenty of things to try. Just when you look at the overall picture, like it's where do I find the time? And that's the biggest thing in life is time. I mean, time costs more than anything. Time is more valuable than anything. I mean, to me, time is something you never get back. Like 11 minutes into this video, all those minutes have been spent on this, and they're never coming back. I've watched so many videos on like how to live life, how to enjoy it, how to be this type of person, how to be that type of person. I just have so many thoughts that go through my head. And it's like I don't I don't want to spend the time doing it. I don't want to spend the time trying to be something different. But I've learned I've learned more acceptance and to love more. And that I have to be willing to let things go. And I have to be okay with where I am. Because looking back over my life, like I spent a lot of time, let's go back to time, being unhappy. And tonight at the ball game, like we went to the opening game for the Red Hawks. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. And David got 2 tickets to go up into the booth with his baseball team. And he took William up right away, and Hannah and Emma didn't get to go. And I told him, come back down and take one of your sisters up for a little bit. Never did. And Hannah's just sitting next to me, just so sad about it. I'm like, Hannah, I mean, you can either be happy that you're right here with me and with Grandma watching the game, or you can sit there and be sad that you're not up there. And she chose to be sad. these lessons that I try to teach my kids are lessons that I learned too. And when I teach my kids these things, like it reaffirms things in me that I can be happy right where I am, or I can be sad. And if I want to change something about what's going on in my life, then I need to change it. If something's just not making me happy, well, then I need to either accept it, let it go, or change it. Because we only have so much time. I mean, I have a 10-year-old, 9-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a 6-year-old. And one of these days, they're going to be a lot older. One of these days, they're all going to be out of the house. I mean, heck, it was just a little over 10 years ago, I didn't have kids. And I look back at that, and I mean, I was getting ready to leave back to Iowa. I mean, my whole world could have been different if I didn't find out that she was pregnant with David. I don't know where I'd be. I remember sitting in the apartment with him, being just a little baby. And then just the other day, I mean, he writes something on a piece of paper that just breaks my heart about how he feels about himself at 10. And then tonight, I asked him if he had a fun time at the game, and he said he had a blast. And it just shows, like, even in other people, our emotions just constantly change. Like, one day could be an absolute shitty day, and the next day could be the best day in the world. And that happens when we don't know how to regulate our emotions. And at 40 years old, I'm still learning how to do that. But that's okay, because so is everyone else. So is everyone else. It's not just me. So I mean, I look at I look at the future, and I'm like, do I really want to spend this time doing this? Or do I want to do something different? So if I'm going to do something different, then I don't want to waste the time thinking about it. But I need to take the time to think about it and think it through and what I want to do. I mean, nothing has to be done tomorrow. Nothing has to be done tomorrow because, well, tomorrow's not here yet. And when tomorrow comes, I just gotta figure out what I'm going to do that day. So yeah, haven't had like a ton on my mind, but I started on some meds. They've been making me tired. I actually took a nap today after work. Like, that was the first nap I've had in quite some time. And I can't believe I actually took one. And then I didn't want to wake up. But I had to drink like 3 cups of coffee just to kind of wake up. But I took my meds, so I should hopefully be asleep here in the next 20 minutes to a half hour. I could probably go to sleep right now. We'll see how these things work over the next month. I'm supposed to increase the dose next week. Just kind of let my body get more and more used to them. See how it affects me. See if my mood changes. I mean, for the most part, I'm pretty good. I hope it like calms my thinking down a little bit more. Helps me to stay a little bit more focused in life and what I'm doing. Because if it's going to make me tired all the time, I don't want it. But yeah, it was a fun night. When I had supper at the Olive Garden with my mom for Mother's Day, 2 days early. But it was nice. She wanted to go to the baseball game. We were going to do something tomorrow, but I told her we are going to the game tonight. She wanted to come in for the game. So, I mean, why not? It's fun. It is a lot of fun to go out and watch the team play. You know, just sit back, laugh with each other. and they won too with a walk-off hit. So, and then fireworks. So, I mean, it was fun. I got to lean on her a little bit. She's my mom. You know, we have not talked about her on my 4-step yet. And I absolutely love her. And what's funny is that, I absolutely hated my dad. And not absolutely, but like I blamed him for pretty much everything. Because in my eyes, my mom couldn't do any wrong. Because, I mean, I love her. And that's completely unfair. Because I know she made a lot of mistakes. But the difference is that I could go to her for anything. I could call her anytime. I could ask her for anything. And she was always there for me. And maybe that's why I don't hold so much against her. She's such a wonderful person. She hasn't had the easiest road. I mean, heck, she married my dad. She had me for a son. And then when she finally made the choice to leave my dad after all those years, I mean, it was hard on her for a while, especially her boyfriend afterwards. Just a stupid fucking drunk. That guy was a fucking idiot. And then she moved to North Dakota. And she ended up meeting her farmer. And they fell in love and got married. She got her dream of living out in the country. She works at John Deere and she loves her life. And unfortunately, she lost her husband. Well, that's life. It's not always easy. I've been trying to be more in touch with her. And she's been taking the kids about once a month. So that's been good for her. It's been good for her, for the kids, for me. Just staying in contact with her so she doesn't feel like she's all alone. Because if there is anyone that I really truly owe in this world, it would be her. It would be her. And it's not because, she gave birth to me. It's because she was always there. She was always there whenever I needed something, whenever I needed her. And she was always there even when I didn't. So, yeah, it was really nice to be able to see her and hang out with her. So, we'll call it on that. Have a good night. Love y'all.